Fnatic hold on.
And this is one of the reasons why we've seen Fnatic pick the Braum, is it is a bit of a stalling tactic. You can use it to try and disengage, because topside, Misfits Academy, they're going to try this again. Topside's pushing in their favor, so is bot side. And Fnatic Academy have to commit 4 people here to defend this tower.
Amazing's on his way back as well. Turret down to half. Once again, Unbreakable comes down just to try and block some of those projectiles. 3-man knockback. In fact, I think it was 4. And Niski's Spirit Rush is out. Misfits Academy, how long do you continue the siege?
Well, every time they're cycling a member of Fnatic out, and now you can see that Mr. Rales was looking to head bot side because that's such an influential wave of experience in the bot lane. He desperately wants that farm, wants that experience, but he has to stay mid. Otherwise, they lose mid tower. I think they're going to lose it anyway. Rales maybe should have just gone bot to pick that up straight away. It's going to go over to Niski in the end of all things, but Fnatic Academy lose mid tower. They did, however, answer with mid tower of their own about a minute and a half earlier.
Misfits Academy get about 2,500 gold lead. They're actually looking to collapse
but he
onto
has to stay
Jisoo here
mid.
as well.
Otherwise they lose mid tower. I think they're going to lose it anyway. Rales maybe should have just gone bot to pick that up
still looking for it, but
straight away. It's going to go over to Niski in the end of all things. But Fnatic Academy lose mid tower.
And then we're going to see Morellonomicon for CosQ will be his first item alongside those Sorcerer's Shoes.
Yeah, we've seen a whole bunch of defensive Ahri builds. We've seen Abyssal into Zhonya's out of Power of Evil.
Yeah, it doesn't tend to work too well.
Yeah, it's like if you're playing a snowballing kind of champion and you're behind, it's already going badly for you, but I guess this is like trying to just stop losing anything you can, right? And try and hang on.
We have also seen the Hextech Gunblade build on the Ahris as well. It's started to rise in popularity alongside
Blade in the name.
Yes.
That's why...
anything that's bladed is good, apparently.
It's only if it's in the name.
Only if it's in the name,
yeah.
Okay. Well, to see. I'm trying to think of something that's bladed.
Me too, I'm actually trying to think of more.
But it's a blade, isn't it? But not in League of Legends. It's generally a blade.
Yeah.
Skirmisher's Saber.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the word blade in it.
Yeah, but that's why no one gets it.
Exactly.
That's why everyone gets Tracker's Knife, because Knife is closer to blade than Saber is. Anyway, Misfits Academy continuing to keep this lead up. However, Fnatic have stalled it for the time being. Only 2,000 gold of difference. And the question now becomes, how well does this Jarvan really go into the mid lane? Look, it's only about a mid game, so only about 700 gold difference in that top lane. I think across the board it's pretty even, apart from jungle, where Pride Stalker's extended his lead to about 1,000.
I think the difficulty is, though, it's not going to be seen in the gold, in the stats. It's going to get seen in the team fights, where Kigis has the ability to go off and like just Cataclysm, and remember it does damage to like everyone that's in that radius as of a patch change a long time ago. So maybe if he finds somebody or 2 or 3 people that have already been damaged, he can go off and get Tiamat and everything going. But then Misfits Academy have such a more simple way. It's Ash Arrow into Hook from Nautilus. Then you've got Rumble, Syndra, Graves will bring the damage, and everybody on Fnatic Academy will struggle to stay alive in that team fight. So it's Fnatic playing a tricky composition.
I think this is our 5th Cloud Drake in a row, Stress. We've been slightly unfortunate over the last couple of games. Well, have been taken, but...
You know what they say? Well, I guess it's an ocean next. April showers, clouds.
That's true, yeah. Cloudy with a chance of Dark Spheres for Clyde. He will take one to the face, but manages to get himself away.
Cloudy. Yeah, I like that.
Thanks.
I never watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Really good movie, actually.
Yeah?
Enjoyable, yeah. Surprisingly so. Although I'm quite...
There was a second one. I'm like, how do you not figure out how meatballs come from the sky after one film?
I'm not going to spoil the plot slightly here, but it's an invention by an inventor that causes it, and then this whole world is created. I haven't seen the second one. I'm very much for those sort of animated films, though. Quite like the excitement they bring, as This game has done at points slowed down a little bit here, though, Strix.
Yeah, but I think you can, whoever invented the meatball cloud machine invented this draft out of Fnatic right now, because it's a little bit unorthodox, a little bit topsy-turvy going into lane matchups. I mean, there's a reason Fnatic would have picked this. They're like, okay, we can handle the Rumble with the Jarvan in the top side. We can try and take the 1 versus 1. All we got to do is get a little bit ahead. But unfortunately, that didn't go their way. Yeah. In the start of this game, Jisoo pushed up, Amazing couldn't help capitalize. So now we get to see how Fnatic can do from behind with another unorthodox pick.
It's the same as last game, though. Yeah. They had the fizz, they fell behind, and they weren't able to ever really get back into it. Although Misfits did make a few shot-calling errors later on, or perhaps just didn't make them quite as perfectly as they could have done. Cloud Drake being started up here. Jisoo's not here. He's TPing in, though. Looks like Misfit wants a fight. Kickers is up towards top side.
Where's the equalizer?
Yet. Equalizer will be huge if it lands. Scatter the weak misses. Ooh. There it goes on 3. Amazing caught out. Amazing will go down. Coscu solidifies the kill. They're going to chase onto Clyde. Unleash power, not enough. Dragon goes down to Pride Stalker. And now Niski tries to get in the back line. But there's 3 members of Misfits waiting in the wings.
Here goes Kickers.
Onto Coscu. That's a kill for him. Niski's escape, but Pride Stalker's not going to let him get away. Another kill. Kickers, how do you get out of this one? He has got the flash, but the blast cone knocks him back into the rest of Misfits. He'll jump across the wall and get himself to safety.
Everything about self-preservation after the kill there for Kickers, but Misfits Academy know they can fight Fnatic Academy around this Dragon. It's an easy equalizer to cut off a lot of the escape path for Fnatic Academy, and then they just fractured. Everybody on Fnatic Academy went different ways, and Misfits just picked them off time and time again. And it looks like it's becoming all too easy for this Misfits Academy lineup.
We have seen what Kickers can do, though, there. The Cataclysm came down. It was Cloudy with a chance of Cataclysm for Coscu as he got taken out, but it's not that impactful if you can't land it on a few members, and he was very late to the fight.
Yeah, and that's the other half of that is, if you're at the end of the fight, you somehow have to deal with 5 members of Misfits, so you're trying to start Dragon against a Rumble team. It's not going to end up that well for you. So Fnatic Academy on the run. You can see Niski's trying to come in through the back. Kickers had only just arrived. The TP was late, ends up in the back line. Yes, he goes aggressive onto Coscu, gets the kill. Forces the flash from Yuki. Pride Stalker flash. So maybe these summoners being down will come back to bite Misfits Academy. But this is how Rales died. We didn't actually see it on the main screen. Just gets run down by Jisoo.
Roasted.
Yeah.
Oh, gonna be another Rift Tower. This is a surprise, in all honesty. You don't tend to see Rift Tower taken in every single game. Usually it's taken in about half or so in Challenger Series. Schalke only took 1 Rift Tower across their 10 games, but these teams prioritizing it a little bit more to try and stop that possibility of a split push.
Well, the other side of that is like Misfits Academy are just looking for any kind of increase to their lead right now. They have the timing on that. No Dragon, no mid tower, no bot tower, no top tower. So until they push the waves up, it really was the only thing that's available for them other than clearing the jungle. So that's what they're going to do as the second facet of this. And then we get the Baron in 40 seconds.
Oh,
so
baby.
we get the good old dance we've seen 2 games worth of already, which we saw Fnatic rush it in game 1. We saw Misfits try and rush it in game 2 and nearly give the game away. Yeah. Will it be cleaner in game 3? You have to hope so.
You have to hope so, indeed. Misfits, of course, very good at playing around those Barons. Got a pentakill for Yuki when Origin started up a Baron pretty badly. And of course, that series is coming up after this one, the Origin Giants, to see which of those former LCS teams will remain with a shot of getting back into the summer split.
Yeah, loser leaves town, basically, on that one. One team must be eliminated from LCS Summer.
And one of these teams is going to the LCS Summer. They're playing for all of the marbles this game. And perhaps that's going to start to weigh on Misfits, because Fnatic Academy, we talked about this in game 1, they've been here before. They're LCS veterans across the board. Only Niski has not played in the LCS. Jisoo's actually going to get knocked back by Cly here as Kickers looks for the collapse. Jisoo's all by himself, doesn't have flash, has no escape as the charm lands, and Jisoo taken out by Fnatic.
Oh, do Fnatic turn for the Baron on this one as well? They thought about it for a second, but Pride Stalker is here. They're going to go for the tower instead. You talk about this being for all the marbles. Looks like Misfits Academy, they had the marble run set up, but there was a blockage at one point. Jisoo gets caught out. It doesn't quite make the end. They've got to go back to the drawing board and see where that problem all went wrong.
that they have. Coscu is pushing up the bottom lane as well, so that's going to get up towards the turret. Misfits Academy not quite able to play around their lead when there isn't an obvious objective for them to take.
Yeah, Misfits Academy will, however, take control of vision. That in itself is kind of a soft objective, where you go in, you're getting double wards down into the jungle of Fnatic Academy. They have that triangle of control wards set up that pretty much every team does now, but obviously here in Europe, Misfits' sister team were one of the teams that was doing this most prevalently throughout the early weeks, making sure you get this triangle of wards, control this area, and basically fight over it. LCK's been doing that for like years, so you've always got to kind of give them credit on it. But here in Europe, certainly the organization of the Misfits has put an insane focus on vision, but that hasn't been there the entire series long. This is starting to fall into place for Misfits.
The problem is, though, if you place a lot of wards around and then everyone backs and Fnatic just walk into the river, they get vision control over it once again. So although you can know what you're meant to do, sometimes actually enacting that is a little bit tougher. Amazing and Clyde taken down to half. Stand beside me will be used by that Braum to get away. Charm misses as the chain of corruption, but here is Kikis, and there goes Coscu, the Cataclysm. Just destroys him now. Misfits Academy look to see if they can fight the 4v5. They take down one. The rest of Misfits do survive for the time being. Niski off towards the side with Kikis looking for the flank. Not quite going to be able to get the engage they need. Yeah,
Fnatic Academy with a couple of low members don't want to go into this fight. It's Rales that ended up dying, and he hasn't looked as comfortable as he has on the Ezreal from last week, playing this low mobility AD carry. This is game 3 of 3 on Varus. He's outputting a good amount of damage, but in team fights, Fnatic aren't able to cover for him as well as when he has his own method of escaping.
We can see the power of Kikis in that last fight, though. Cataclysm on towards Coscu and just demolished him, absolutely stopped Misfits from being able to play the fight in the way they wanted. Cloud will go over to Misfits here, though. Second of the game for them. Third of the game all around.
And that absolutely will happen. If he finds Yuki or Coscu, he will be able to just go right into the backline. Unfortunately, Rales didn't quite land the Chains of Corruption, otherwise this may have been even cleaner from Fnatic. But you can see Rales tries to get himself out, had the QSS, tried to heal, tried to flash out, but in the end of all things, that massive range on the Equalizer was enough to just take him out on that first tick of the animation starting.
We are still only sitting at a 3,000 gold differential between these two teams, and Misfits haven't shown us that they know enough in this mid-game to be able to close it out.
And that's the considerable difference between this game and the last one, was the last game Misfits Academy were much further ahead. I mean, as we were getting closer to 25, 30 minutes, we were starting to get to that 8, 9, 10,000 gold lead.
It was 10,000 only 27 minutes in.
Ooh. It was a big lead. Not quite the same on this one.
Could still happen. We still have 3 minutes before we get there, Stress, and I'm sure Misfits will be looking to set something up. The question is how they do it, because Kikis has teleport, splitting in the bottom lane. He's going to get himself a tower now, and that just shrinks that gold lead ever so slightly.
And he'll push very quickly because, while you don't inherently build anything like attack speed, you build a lot of damage, and when you got that standard out, you do get that the boost to your attack speed from, you know, celebrating Demacia.
Exactly, it's just a celebration of superior judgment, isn't it? Who's that? Whose line is that? That is a line from a champion in the game.
It sounds like it would be a Garen line.
Celebration of superior judgment.
It sounds like it would be a Garen line.
It does, if I'm honest. And it's probably why I remember it, because when I play against Garens, it tilts me pretty hard. Misfits Academy setting up against this Baron once again. Will the Baron tilt to them, or will they be able to shut Fnatic out of this game? Once again, it's just a vision game, Stress. It's just that soft objective, but neither of these teams are able to solidify that into something more.
On the plus side, we've broken our streak. It's now Mountain Drake, because there's been 3 clouds, so you can see the difference in vision control for both teams on control wards purchased. I mean, Fnatic Academy went behind, tried to regroup their vision. Now they're trying to just run away from this fight. They are still 2,000 gold down.
I'm actually really interested in that control ward stat as well, because we saw Fnatic getting the 4